Yes. The wickedness increase the health becomes worse than you have ever known to be. So when it comes to different troubles, of life that we can right? And the last thing of faith that's left in the society is their currency. Right? Lost faith in relationships, you lost faith in children. Right? That's how it they destroyed everything that was supposed to be a pillar for society. Was for society to run. Marriage, leading children. That's what it's meant to be for the multitude. These are pillars of a society. There is no society without marriage. There is no society without children. But things are broken. So now men don't trust in marriage. These men, young men, the latest generation, they don't want to get married. They're over. So what did they put their trust in? They put their trust in money. So the last pillar of hope in society is getting older. See, and it's so funny that young men are walking by. These young men, they're all fuck bitches, get money. That's the mindset. Mindset is fuck bitches, get money. But they don't understand the last shorty of this world or the last belief system is the money. When they pull the belief system of the money, people are going to be fucked because they don't think to hold on to. But the last thing to hold on to right now is your riches, your carnal riches. And when that's gone, there'll be no more smiles. All these smiles you see is just because a lot of people are doing the last bits of people that are left. And it's only a little bit. The business owners are destroyed, old people are gone. The old people that own their homes, they're gone. Business owners are gone. And it's only the last little bit of middle class that are left. And you're going to be gone too. And then you'll see no more smiles on anybody's faces. That's going to be done with. For three people say that the defense. Hey, they took away your guns. Guns was a killer, especially in America. That's why they're going for the guns. Street, a country that you now see ruling, a country that you now see ruling the world will be life and food, with no inhabitants travel there. Or after that, if you have the whole time, if it takes long enough, you will see that the country of confusion and the sound starts shine and the moon at time. They say country of confusion. Yes. A lot of you Christians say, well, the Bible says it says city, the great city. But Moses are citizens, right? You have it says country. So it's gonna be a country that's associated with Babylon the Great, with all its sorceries and the destruction. Great days, which we had. No, you're good. You're good. First, of course, Sasha. Let me get this real quick. I forgot who made the point. I'm coming from Stuart Conroe, but this is Proverbs 2:21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water, alternative, whithersoever he will. Oh, Brooks brought it up. Yeah, no, because so I'm gonna read this anyways. It says Isaiah 37:17. Going back to the king of Assyria, Sennacherib, he's boasting, talking ish to Israel, about take you guys down, Judah. Okay, so prophetically, America's Assyria today. That's great. Okay, so it says Isaiah 37:17. Bend down, O Lord Yahweh, and listen up and listen. Open your ears, O Lord Yahweh, and see. Listen to Sennacherib's words of defiance against the living power. It is true, Lord, that the king of Assyria have destroyed all these nations, just like America has. America has infiltrated, all right? It destroyed all these nations throughout the full face of the earth. Through his philosophy, the wine that Jeremiah goes into, Okay, all right, pseudoscience, and it's also goes with this technology.
Years.
Exactly. Yep. And also food. They introduced something called Monsanto's, and Monsanto's ruined a lot of different countries, like India. India used to purchase a lot of seeds from Monsanto's, and Monsanto's fucked up India. Farmers, because when Monsanto seeds falls on a farmer's land, Monsanto's claims that land. Said that's their profit because it's their seed. Fucking wicked. Uh, it says, we'll skip down. It says, verse 21. Then the Lord, then Isaiah, son of Amos, sent this message to Hezekiah. This is what the Lord Yahweh, the power of Israel, says. This is in the NLT. Because you prayed about King Sennacherib of Assyria, the Lord Yahweh has spoken this against him. The virgin daughter of Zion despises you and laughs at you. Okay, that starts with the mention. That starts with the okay. That starts with the men that are out here on the side of the house of God. So that's the virgin daughter. You read about it in Revelation, it says, right? Revelation 7 talks about the men that the elect that were virgins. It means that they were one for the doctrine of the Bashir Shah. Okay, so the virgin daughter of Babylon spoken about here in Isaiah 37 shows those same men on down to this of the elect. Okay, we're really laughing at this. Okay, we're laughing at your plans. We're laughing at what you guys had planned down the pike because none of it's going to come to fruition. Really, when you think about the market of beast, it's really a stupid idea. The merge machine with man, even though it's going to look so good, it's telling you that people are going to get putrefying sores. Showing that it doesn't work. Your technology, your blessing is your technology is temporary. Your blessing is temporary. Your soul's your rulership. Okay, it says, the virgin daughter of Zion despises you and laughs at you. The daughter of Jerusalem shakes her head in derision as you flee. Whom have you been defying and ridiculing? Against whom do you raise your voice? Isaiah or Psalms 83 tells you that these nations have lifted up their heads and they have a tumult. A tumult. What's a tumult? It's an outcry. And what's the outcry? The outcry is what it tells you in Psalms 83. Let us break the chains of the Most High, right? Chains of the band of the Most High. So what's that? Do away with the scriptures, right? With this knowledge, with understanding. Okay, it says, yeah, that's what Adam tried to do. That's why it said he hid himself among the other nations. Right? That's what Jacob does. These sellouts, and they try to hide themselves among these other nations. Against whom did you raise your voice? At whom did you look with such haughty eyes? It was the Holy One of Israel. By your messengers you have defiled the Lord, or defied the Lord. And you have said, with many chariots I have conquered the high mountains. Yes, the remote peaks of Lebanon. I have cut down the tallest cedars and its finest cypress trees. I have reached its farthest heights and explored its depth, its deepest forest. This is why this man stops searching the earth, right? Okay, because you read about that Jeremiah 30 or 31, I think. Yeah, if you search out the heavens, the moon, and the Lord will do the ancient Israel. This is why this called going around the moon. I thought you guys were on the moon the first day, so why are you doing it this time? Second time. And everybody's waking up to it. Okay? So you see that your blind people are now so around. You got blind, right? Truth is false. Right? So, verse 24, it said, by your messengers you have defied the Lord. That goes to this guy's technocrats, right? This double Ferrari, whatever his name is, said that basically we don't need to rely on some skyline, some father in the time. Right? So through his messengers, then what? They've defied the Most High. All his creation. Trying to take all the Most High's creation, take it with the that's right. Right? So when you take the check, right? If you take the check, you are now recreating a relationship, which is corruptible. The modern day Tower of Babel. This is the modern day Tower of Babel, where you guys are rebelling against the Most High. You think that you can get away from his judgment? You think you're going to be able to beat his judgment by going into doctrines, or going into the sport, or the sea, wherever you're going into the oceans?
Jeremiah 31, verse 35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for light by day, and the ordinance for the moon, and of the stars for light by night, will divide the sea. When the days thereof war, the Lord of hosts is his name. And those ordinances depart, and those ordinances depart before me, saith the Lord. Then the seed of Israel shall cease from being a nation.
So this is what we say here about us. Look at the church, right? Because they have the record. When we had them in captivity, right, under King David and King Solomon, they have the records. And they don't want that bullshit. See, we really simplify this whole story. It really boils down to jealousy. It tells you that in Wisdom of Solomon at the very end, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, that it was jealousy of the devil, Satan. Right, and it's physical counterparts. It tells you in Ezekiel 37 that all the other trees weren't like his books. Same thing happened with Cain. Same thing happened with Cain. Jealousy, you know, that we were chosen as the sons of the living God. Now, I'm gonna ask you, brothers, when it says if these ordinances be done away with, what is that going into? What does that mean? So it's talking about the stars, the moon, the sun. What does it mean if these ordinances be done away? Break that down to me. Yeah, anybody.
Okay, so
Remember we followed in new moon, we use it as for months and for feast days. So it's going into a little bit more detail. You're on the surface. Like that's not a breakdown. Wouldn't be how you explain it. A breakdown, but it's really no understanding to yourself. You have to go deeper so you can get understanding. Nothing.
To add on to what he said, pretty much the society that they set up. So we follow their ordinances, their high holy days that aren't aligned with the scriptures. Oh yeah, yes.
verse Jeremiah 31, verse 36. And those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord. Then the seed of Israel shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
So let me ask you this: what's the ordinance? What's the ordinance of the sun? What's the ordinance of the sun?
Hey, telling.
The ordinance of the sun. What's its function?
You can tell time helps grow nature.
Right, it sets. Right, it tells you day, time. Right. So when you go into the ordinance of these of the celestial bodies, the stars, the moon, Esau is trying to do away with their natural function. That's why they talk about bombing the moon, blocking the sun,
or actually like creating their own sun.
Creating their own sun. Yeah, Moab was doing that too.
And Ryan tell you that he's been there.
Right, and it goes into all the Lord's creation. This is why they give you seedless fruits. That's why he's going. When you read in Revelation 18, it tells you everything that Babylon attract. Right, and at the bottom it tells you souls of men. That's the part. The ordinance of man, the Israelite man, is to work, serve the Most High, and every other nation follows suit. He's trying to do all of that. That's it. He wants to be the Most High. But the Most High created his ass. How can you outdo the creator? That's the thing created. That's why the scripture said the pride of the heart that deceived us.
Thus saith the Lord. heaven above can be measured, the foundation of the earth searched out beneath. I will also cast off the seed of Israel for all that they have done.
Exactly. So when you think you boil it down, the denominator, everything is about taking out the influence. So with the power of truth at the forefront, he was not worried about Jake's jumping on the podcast talking with him. He's not worried about the truth. He's worried about the men that actually have the 100% truth and are steadfast in speaking the truth. That's why it tells you in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. He basically, eventually, he just gets to the point that let's just fucking try it. Just try it. Let's take them towards it. They say that he was going to save them. Let's just try it. Take them out. Yep.
Yeah, King's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So yeah, they're gonna do those things. Because the Lord has possessed you, Esau. That birthright that you're fighting for, it's gone.
That's gone. That's right.
Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Go to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth again a short time.
Yeah. And how does he do that? Because the truth is coming out. Starting with the prophets. Then you have the two witnesses, read about Revelation. Language. Okay. And the prophets, the 144,000, the nation of Israel. Okay. And then you have the third witness. Language. His own tongue. His scriptures tell you his own tongue shall fall upon him. Right? You got Edomites breaking down red shield, tying it to the shield of Edom. Rothschild. So they're seeing all this, trying all the witchcraft and sorcery, and none of it's working. And that's why you see the pivoting. Right? And this has caused them to come down with great wrath. They know they have a short time. It's like us when we were losing power, we were trying to get back to power, like King Saul, right? But when the Lord's not dealing with you, you're done. You're through. There's nothing you can do, and that's the worst feeling as a man, right? King Saul, he thought that his power as a king was going to be able to out-trump the Lord's will. You can't. Esau is trying to stop the Lord's will. You can't. You're kicking against the odds.
But they say, whatever.
Right. He has the Egypt.
That's all it is. But I don't know. You gotta fight me,
Right. Right. Yep. 100%. And that's out, man. Like, hey, like, the technology is here. It's already active. Yeah, it's already active. You can't say that if you're saying the mark of the beast isn't horrified Egypt, you most likely are gonna take it. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Because it's like we already said, it's already here. Yes. You just need the conditioning for people to have access. Yes. Yeah, remember, a lot of people were going to refuse the thing that happened 5 years ago. But then when they saw how serious it got, they said, no, just give it to me. When they heard jobs, restaurants, travel, no. No, I was with you guys, but no. Not that.
if you folks are listening, going into what that for and the things that they've lost, they realize that's part of the plan of Esau to take away those things.
Exactly.
Right?
The comforts.
Yeah. And that's
The
the
teats.
that's the that great convenience package that you
Yes.
brought into
Yes.
brought into it.
Uber, skip the dish, and so on. Uber, taxi cab.
How confusion it had.
Yeah.
Ultimately. I want to ask you brothers, powerful landmark was red. It says short time. Short time. What is that short time going into? And you know the answer. You should go into that short time. It was a special landmark. Short time. 1619 to 1969. That's a short time. Say this. Right? It's not
I'm just I'm big fan RFID chip again. This is off the ER overview. The RFID or the NFC microchip import that has a significant trend. It's not by only
It's significant. Why significant? Because the miracles, the things that people are able to do, very simple things that they walk in to their house and put all things. They can start putting in corporate agents, people who are deaf, blind, and feel from the TV with the chip. While you're suffering. Right? That's the psychology. It's to put you in a place of desperation. Desperation. Right? Desperation. Right? So they just like if you want world peace, if you want to cry for peace, you got to create world peace. That's how it works. That's how it works. So to have the cry for the mark of the beast, it's going to come through the extreme conditions of Jacob's trouble. That's how Esau got them to give away their rights. Exactly. Going back to the social credit system. That's right. Right. The taxing system. You never were supposed to get taxed, right? But then all of a sudden, you got brought into war, and there was a 90% holding tax that people earn a lot. There's a 10% holding tax. Now you still get taxed. That's what you call gradual. This is why you saw either so-called white man is tied to the serpent. Not because you're financially literal. You don't know you're not supposed to be taxed off of income. You're only supposed to be taxed off of profits. You don't make a profit. None of us do. You guys just get paid your income. Your income is non-taxable, but you don't know that. Your income is what goes towards your food and rent. That can't be taxed. But the corporations that don't get taxed, they don't get taxed by income.
you guys-
They get taxed by profits. It's different. Your profit is what you made on top of your income. You people don't make that. It's just an income. Look at your check. Your check doesn't say your profit. It's just your income.
Well said. Some Nordic countries share high level of technological adoption. Human microchipping movements or I saw a chip.
Hey, can I say something? What is the chip interrupting? It's interrupting your spiritual man. That's why when you take that, you're done. Because remember, we're not going away from it. A lot of us are thinking that this technology is great. The brother mentioned what it's gonna fix, what it's gonna heal. But we already have that. We already have telepathy. We already have all these spiritual gifts. Even when somebody is lame, why are they lame? They're lame because they have a demon on them. You just have to exercise the demon. But we don't know how to do that because you go to these fucking devils who call themselves doctors. They can't assist you. Okay, so all of this shit, this phone, the TVs, what do they do? 6G. They're blocking your frequency. They're disrupting you. So, but you think that is fixing it? No, it just disrupts you. All of this is disrupting us. All this frequency. That frequency should be disrupted. Yes. Together. No way. To the future. No. The upstanding men of the Lord. No. Fighting to be upstanding men of God. We're catching up. That's messing him up because like the elder went into it. This man, it says that they've sought deep. Right? So they've searched on a lot. And found out how to destroy your spirit, which is just energy. That's why people they're not themselves. They're literally just vessels like we are, but they're vessels of demons. We're vessels of the Holy Spirit. Simple. Okay, simple.
But the human microchipping movement where people implant size chips to pay, access gyms, or open doors.
Like Esau puts the spirits in the alcohol we drink. So our people are gone. Even in something as small as our alcohol, Esau knows what that alcohol is going to do.
And we see examples of spiritual power on a minute scale, a micro scale. You know, the elder just said telepathy. Right? When we're gathered together, a brother may be saying something. He'll put a scripture and I'll say, I was holding that. That's spirit. That's telepathy on a micro scale, right? That's supernatural spiritual powers.
And that's a beautiful point. Because guess what? The only that's going to upgrade. He's always going to be able to upgrade his technology, and then the spiritual technology, the Holy Spirit, which is in the technology itself, so to speak. All right, it's not going to be upgraded. So the same thing that's going to say, the path of the righteous shining over and over. Wait, it was the salvation. See, that's right. Because without this technology, how come you couldn't give yourself melanin? You don't need it. You can't even get, you can't do that after all these years, after all this technology. No fucking melanin.
It's all the idea that
Yeah, can't.
they're trying to get dark. Yeah, but they're,
But does it?
they're still, they could do like a drink.
Yeah.
And drink it.
Yeah, but they look weird.
They're peptides for them too.
Yeah, that's poison.
See how big and ready he's gotten already? Just a little bit of sun.
They look funky.
A little bit of sun. The man's already roasted.
That's it. That's it. That's called for that. Right? They're seeking for this melanin. So the Lord has called them to be elect. Starting to be elect. It's part. They're seeing it. That's no problem. They're trying to be like us, right? Artificially, hey, but it's not going to work, right? We'll be able to. That's basically the spiritual gifts. Real quick, so he said, this is 1 Corinthians 12:1. It's not concerning spiritual gift, brethren. I would not have you ignorant. Right? Brother went there and broke it down, simply going into it, how the spirit works. We're not going to be ignorant when it comes to the Lord's blessings. When it comes to spiritual gifts. It says, follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. See? So, hey, hey, we know what you're doing with your science and your science, man. Prophesy. It's actually us.
Synthetic.
And we're not even just doing that. The Lord is using the prophets or the true prophets to what? To speak the future into existence. That's how we run through faith, simplicity of the truth, which is us just coming out here with regular cameras, sackcloth, regular men. Really, we're men not accounted for doing the greatest thing that any man can do, an Israelite man can do, which is to prophesy. And these top wicked elites and all their power can't do nothing but what we say they're going to do. That's the power of Yahweh Shema Shai. So, that's what first 4:12. So for as much as you are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that ye may excel to edify of the church. Right? So that's the mission. That's the mission of the spirit of prophecy, working together with the elect. Right? To edify the elect. The word elect, not the according to the word. Anyway, that's kind of finish that up.
Okay, so it says the human record movements. Christ church became access gyms and open doors and heavily trade with it.
It's not a movement, it's prophecy. Right? Because this has been said way before we recorded for movement. You guys are just trying to disconnect from the Most High. Can't be a movement because the Most High predicted the movement, so it's prophecy coming past.
A lot of people see their
That's why we
walk with bondage.
That's why we do what we do. We do what we do to show the power of the Most High. You people go on your news every day, talk about Israel and this and that, but you people are not talking about prophecy of God. The only thing you people should say should be like, oh my gosh, this you guys just fulfilled the prophecy of God. We're doing that. You're not getting that. We got it from the end of the works, like down the apostles on up. That's the duty of man. It's the duty of man not to serve the Most High. So you need to see his works. So then when you see his works, doing all, that's one way of showing reverence as well. Show reverence to his power. You don't show reverence to the summer. You don't show reverence to the month. You show reverence to the Most High. Now you want to see, let's just say, works of fruitless. Say, actual experts, they'll tell you they're developing game theory, where they're intoxicating. That's right. So, game theory. So, but you're not tying it into scriptures, right? So, at the end of the day, all this ability escalate to a point where game theory is not going to work. You're going to need prophecy, because prophecy is what dictates our reality, the reality itself, because it's the word of the Most High.
So it's heavily countered in Sweden, over 6,000 to 30,000 users as of 2025. So it's a high number of people already have them. Right,
That's just willful. It's not even every mandatory.
Sweden Sweden leaders Sweden lead rules thousands of states. Says Sweden leading rules thousands of states often tech enthusiasts have implanted those chips. These chips serve as visual ID, payment method, and access cards for office gyms. Biohacking has some enjoy that here. Or the archive shows
It's called method. They have to show it. So part of the condition. Say so the entertainment, television, movies, songs, right?
Revelations. Yeah, power.
So, yeah. Really? Yeah.
Like Sweden is a trial where they have to push it with all these European countries, NATO and America, Canada.
Just the American people, they're last.
Yeah.
All the nations. They're the most docile, they're the most stupid, the most drunk. Yeah, docile. Aren't you docile? Like everybody else, you're half docile, half docile. Extremely, just very. Canada, forget about Canada.
Canada down for whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, Canada down for whatever. Especially establishment.
Cause it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. And so they're gonna push this whole thing. This whole technology. The RFID and basically
Digital,
yeah, like digital payment.
yeah.
But they're gonna be pushing them. But they're gonna get the cash. So they're pushing this whole new system.
Now, I was going to say, they never talk about the part where it says, if you don't take it, you're going to die. Oh, pretty. Can you read that again? Let me read it.
Because it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, you can see the mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Right. Okay. You read up, it talks about, yep,
it's gonna kill you. But they never talk. Hey, you never talk about what's gonna cause death. Hey, but we already know that, right? Because people. The reason causing death is belief later, and then as well as advice given, farm source. So, bullet,
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here with the land come have understanding, come the number of the beast or the number of a man. It's not for the 600
and the elders were saying, you know, America's getting reserved for last, right? And how they gonna use it? How they gonna bring it to America? You see multiple body prices being stirred up, right? It's gonna be a black swan event, something catastrophic. You know, right now these elites have various different angles they can go with this thing. You know, it could be a EMP strike where there's no electric power period for what 3 weeks? 3 weeks without any grid. That's chaos.
Yes.
Right? And then they present a solution. They bring in their martial law troops. You know, snatch up people. Okay, you're not complying. You're out here building roadblocks with fire, and you're throwing grenades and Molotov cocktails. Shoot to kill. Out past 10 p.m. Shoot to kill. And if people are going, okay, we take this thing. So they have things brewed, right? But it's going to be catastrophic. It's not going to be light work, right? It's going to be all hell breaking loose.
This is Isaiah 55:10. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and make it bring forth the bud, and it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. So there's nothing that you can do offset these prophecies. The men of Yahweh Shai are warning Jake about the incoming doom. We're warning you about the MOTB, and it's written, so it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen now or then, or it's going to happen. So that's why we're trying to get Jake to be ready. But Esau has people out in the delusion, thinking that it's not going to happen. Look at 2021. Whoever thought that something like that could happen, where everyone would be home, work got shut down, who's going to go to school? You had to get a certain piece of paper to travel. The time of the MOTP is going to be greater than that. So, this word is not, going to go void. Everything that's written in this book is going to happen.
And those that don't take heed, that's us washing your blood off our hands.
So that's up. According to that time, test how much faith we have in our Father, right? Also, for mentioning our man being here, regarding for people. Right? You take the chip, you're never in the truth. That's right.
If I may add, this man just walked by with a dog. The dog was fat, bro. In that time, he either the dog may be skinny, bones and ribs, or he's gonna eat his dog.
James 1. But don't just listen to the word, must do what it says. Otherwise, you're only fooling yourself. If you listen to the word and don't obey, it's like dancing on the face of the world. This is the sun. You don't have faith to believe in yourself. Right? Sure. Made the word tremble and exactly right. So what
Like that shit everything. Like I used to work at the sports arena. That shit was cut. The next day they said there's no work. Like But when the LOTG comes to fruition, it's gonna far exceed that. That's why it says it's gonna be a time like never before. Yeah, lots of people don't comprehend that the time that we're getting into. It's gonna be some serious shit. And the men of great millstone are the only ones talking about that. We're the only ones trying to get the people ready for what's to come. That's right. All you other false Israelite groups out here, they're just talking about a whole bunch of nonsense. That's right. You're trying to confuse the name, you're trying to confuse the doctrine, but you're not getting down to what's gonna happen. We're the only group, we're the only camp starting off with apostle and elders. We're talking about this shit, we're telling you what it is, we're telling you not to take it. If you're taking your fault, no one else is talking about it.
So right? And you see that, listen, you see this fuel issue going on right now that's looming, right? And everyone's still running around here like everything's good in a burning house. Listen, that strait's been closed for a hot minute. So there were ships that shipped before it closed.
Hey, that's right.
Right?
Yeah, that's
And
right.
that's what we see in circulation right now, not fuel. That's why people think they're good.
Yeah,
Right?
That's why you won't be able to travel. Oh, it's gonna be like a privilege to travel.
That's rational.
Or you eat the chip.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, that's gonna be the ultimate goal.
Because people don't understand during World War II, fuel was rationed.
Yep.
You can type it in and ask AI, and it'll tell you. Fuel was rationed. So Esau just take it back from his whole plate.
That's it. That's right. Yeah, you're right.
If they take it from their old playbook, they take back from their opens. They
Yeah.
take it back from the
Yeah.
all that. That's their playbooks.
Yeah, he's not great. So it's just a second. This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8 in NLT. It says, "Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahushai will slay him with the breath of his mouth." Right? Starting with the prophets, like the brother was going into. The only camp, Israelite camp, that's telling you about the MOTV, Jacob's trouble, is GMS. Starting with the apostles on down. So that's the mouth of the Most High, or Yahushua. He right? It says, "And destroy him while the splendor is coming." This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. He will use every kind of deception, right? Like shut down the earth. Right? This means gospel that we're waiting for. Right? That's a form of deception. The term is called scion, the psychological operation on the passion.
And it said at the splendor of his coming, which is Yahweh Shai comes back in them ships. So now the assumption is they're having this project broadcast throughout the world, the coming of the Messiah, right? So yeah.
You always talk about you always
Right.
So counterfeit pretty much it takes it out of right? I think you get it says counterfeit refers to fraudulent imitation of a genuine item. Right? And it says created with the intent to deceive. So pretty much creation is pretty much imitating how what you have created.
And that's because there's no better lie than a little bit piece of truth, right? And that's how it gets open.
That's right. That's right. Verse 10. He will use every kind of evil deception.
Yeah. Beautiful. But to say that, when you see that, then those who don't understand that comes with a multitude of different crises happening behind that false flag again. Probably crisis. Right? It's not just one. That's not the third. The Lord specify exactly what's happening. That particular Black Swan event that comes with every deception.
It says he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction. See? So these deceptions, just like the judgment,
the Lord is for the wicked, so are the deceptions of the Lord. The deception of the Lord are for those who are already on their way to destruction. They've been predetermined by the Lord that you're going to destroy. That's the power of me. And why? Because somebody get for me real quick. Second Ezra chapter 9 and start at 9 and read down. I got 9.
Second Ezra 9 and 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, see, which now have abused my ways.
That's why. You abuse the ways of the Lord, which is just knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
Woo. They're going to dwell in torment.
For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
So, hey, I'm asking you, what does it mean that these people receive benefits, but yet they know the Lord? What does it mean? What's that going into? What's that going into? Such as receive benefits and had not known me. What's that going into? Ultimately. So that's the natural
Knowledge of this word.
this truth. That's it. This is the most beneficial thing to an Israelite. Is this truth? And a lot of Israelites have received this truth, and what they do, they fulfill the lust of their own, right? They wander into themselves to praises of men instead of going to the Most High.
These 501.
Exactly.
And they can millions of dollars.
Right? They disrespected the name of the Most High and His Son's name. They said that you could sleep with your woman on the Sabbath. They spat on the Passover. They had it in a strip club. They said, "I'm not eating the bitter dough. Let me give you some lettuce." I mean, I'm fasting from wine. Do I really have to drink the wine? That's what the Lord's going into. He saw all these things. They had rap battles at the Passover.
Yep.
They were telling brothers, "Hey, listen, if you want a prayer, this is how much it costs."
Yeah. Marriage counseling.
Marriage counseling, taking pictures of your rod,
Yep.
taking the fringes, putting it to the left side,
Yep.
and coming back and saying shalom to the brother that of the woman you send it to.
Yo, that's wicked.
Yo, so the torment that's coming from these Israelites is going to be horrendous. Horrendous, and we're with it. This is why we're working on our salvation with fear and trembling. We don't want to be a part of that number.
Right. That's right.
The majority of Israel do not fear this. This is why the Lord is going to bring down catastrophic judgment. To reinstate the fear of the Halabah and Shai, the elect of the nation of Israel on down. Just like He told us in Deuteronomy chapter 4. And you roll up with these laws, these things are going to look at you like, holy, what other nation has a power so close to them? Who doesn't deal with his believers like the way Most High deals with us? And you can see it. That's what we're coming right back to. Believers can walk around and they don't think at all about the events that are playing out on earth. Why? It's called coping. The number one coping mechanism in this society is pride. When you look around you, the reality of what's happening, people are doing what? They're becoming more lovers of themselves. That's how they're coping. It's through pride. Pride. Well, that's how you know. Let me take a selfie. Pride. Exactly.
Take a photo. Or be there coming down doing something. Probably missing doing all of those stories.
They that have broke my law while they had yet liberty.
See, what's the liberty going into? Ask you, buddy. What's the liberty going into?
Our grace, the grace period.
That's it. The grace period, right?
When as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it.
Because you're not gonna listen. Nothing stays the same. You either get better or you get worse. So the majority of Israel got the benefit of this truth just to get worse. Just to get worse. Somebody get real quick Hebrews 4 and 6. Look what Paul said. They're reading the NLT.
One line. Second Ezra 9 and 12. The same must know it after death by pain.
Right? Heathens are gonna know that through
slavery under the Israelites, right? 2/3 are going to know that through the shame, and they're going to feel in the kingdom of heaven because it says death, it says pain after death. Right? Before death, they're going to have to deal with a judgment. As somebody got Hebrews 4, yeah. Whoever has it,
This is Hebrews 4 and verse 6. So Yahweh's rest is there for people to enter, but those who first heard this good news failed to enter because they disobeyed Yahweh.
So that's the rest. The rest is this knowledge, right? And the people failed to enter into this rest. I didn't talk about deal with the spirit, right? Because they disobeyed. They didn't take heed to the rebuke. They wanted to do their own thing. Okay? They went outside of the word of the Most High said, just like food. Just so this is why Yahushua said, you're like your father, the devil. And after his lust, will you go? What? Yeah.
Verse 7. So Yahweh set another time for entering his rest, and that time is today. Yahweh announced this through David much later in the words already quoted. Today, when you hear his voice, don't harden your hearts.
So today, when you hear his voice, so when you see the prophets, right, don't harden your heart. But that's what the majority of Israel has done. Right? This is why the scripture says the deceiver and the deceiver are his.
Oh, that's why the scripture says. Because the older you have something known as that your conscious and your subconscious. Your conscious mind tells you what's good, what's not. So I like that, I don't like that. So when you close your mind when you hear us talk, that's when you're dead. Destruction, the conscious, the subconscious, and then the ego. It's like boxing.
Yeah. Go back on it.
This is Hebrews 1 and 1.
Kids,
It says in the,
children have a mind, and whatever you tell them, they believe. Right? You can lie to a child because they believe. Right? Naturally, they believe everything. That's the Lord said you gotta be like that. You just gotta believe. Yeah, but what about this, brother? That's why if you're in our camp and you don't believe what we say, you shouldn't be in our camp because you don't believe. You're not like a child. Right? You still have the old man in you because you're not ready to accept. Children just accept. If you're not ready to be a child when you're in this thing, you shouldn't be a part of our thing. Because when you come into this thing, you're just a child. You're just here to soak up.
Hebrews 1 and verse 1, it says, long ago, spoke in the NLT, long ago, spoke many times and in many ways to our ancestors through the prophets. Back in Hebrews 4 and verse 8, it reads, now if Joshua had succeeded in giving them this rest, okay. Verse 7, so Yahweh set another time for entering his rest, and that time is today. Yahweh announced through his prophets David much later in the words already quoted. Today, when you hear his voice, don't harden your hearts. Now, if Joshua had succeeded in giving them this rest, Yahweh would not have spoken about another day of rest still to come. So there is a special rest still waiting.
What that means is Joshua, even though Joshua Yahushua, right? He wasn't Yahushua, right? He was the one that brings us into the rest. And Yahushua was the one that brings us into the rest. That's why the promised land, he still went up. He still made a whole bunch of covenants and stuff going on. The only time we're going to be perfect is when Yahushua comes. Okay?
Verse.
Hey, and he's not coming back as a man, right? That you frame him that light, that fleshly light. It's a divine power. It's a divine power. Okay, that's what this life exemplifies on earth. When the word talk about. That's where it says back in full power. Go ahead, brother.
Hebrews 4 and verse 9 NLT. So there is a special rest still waiting for the people of Yahweh. For all who have entered into Yahweh's rest have rested for their labors, just as Yahweh did after creating the world.
Verse 11. So let us do our best to enter that rest. But if we disobey Yahweh, as the people of Israel did, we will fall.
Yeah, hey, simply put, man, hey, the Lord's gonna harden your heart, man. That's what this is all about. He's gonna just simply remove his Wakakadash. And he does it in the process too. But you're rejecting the benefits. That's the point. When he says there, the Lord's gonna when the brother read about the heart, right? Hardening. It's the Lord that's doing it. That's the point. And you can't see it. And I think it says their complication, right? So when you be provoked, or it says right? Because there's a this great spirit that we're a part of, that we're in, right? And so that we can detox from Egypt. America, on the great Esau Egypt society, right? So when you've been provoked, you've been tried, that's a deep part of your scenario, or your situation. You're not supposed to harden your heart. What's the point? What's the point of our walk? What are you trying to build up the most? I'm asking you guys, what are you trying to build up the most? Serve the Lord.
Faith.
Well, even above that, the number one thing
Your
that
faith.
you build is your faith. That's what you're trying to build up. Because faith literally is the heart and truth, life of everything else. If you want more fear of the Lord, that's why you're gonna have to have more faith. If you want more peace, you're gonna have to have more faith. Both of them will understand. If you don't have a faith that matches or supersedes what you're asking for. Well, we're going to be literal pilgrims, and you could be wherever and not be around your loved ones, and you're going to have to roll with it. That's why the scripture tells you, be in that day, 2 Corinthians 16, when we do that, be ye as pilgrims, knowing that this is not our rest. This is not the rest that Paul was talking about in Hebrews. That rest is with Yahweh Shai in the chariots in the kingdom of heaven on earth. See, a lot of men that are a part of this truth don't think about the reality of relying on the Lord, faith. But you don't have to go type with the else. You just know this with this.
I see each other. So you gotta believe.
See it.
And how does the Most High, Yahweh Shai, increase your faith? By afflicting you.
And going back to the point, so don't harden your heart. Okay, you're only destroying yourself. You're not adding anything to the stuff. That's all.
Oh, that's 12.
12 and 16.
Yeah.
Hebrews 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator of the same person as Esau.
Yeah, because he's part of it. Well, we're reading about his apart. Oh, but to enter into the second covenant, there's a whole about the second covenant for the brothers of Jesus spiritual. Spiritual man has to take over. It's no longer the problem. That's why it's your fault. So you're learning how to survive without everything. Breathe. Without air. Your mind is so far gone that you start to understand that there is nothing good about it. So, water, food, you don't need it. That's why Yahushua was able to go 40 days, 40 nights without any of that. It's the spirit. Right? You learn how to tap into something that we never tapped into to that extent. When you tap into the second function, you're going to improve that structure. The carnal man is dead. Right? We're going to the 20 number high. You need that chakra it's letting you know that you're killing the carnal now. You're activating the spiritual.
And the electric tapping to that right now.
It lets you know flesh and blood cannot be hidden. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's going to extend to the vision, a set. How should I say that? Hey, that's why these people are passing like the way they do. But they don't see the spirit. That's why these people are literally walking into World War III and they don't see what's happening. They don't see that Donald Trump just lowered the age for them to be drafted. They don't see that laws are being passed for this and that. They don't see that because they don't see the spirituality. So every day you brothers wake up, you're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh, it could be your first day in the truth. You watch the news, you're like, oh, because you're able to see now. Now you have to say. These people don't see what's going on. Their life is useless. That's why the elites call them useless leaders. They don't even know that they no longer serve a purpose. You're going to school to serve no purpose because there's not going to be a job. So you're literally walking into a world that doesn't even accept you no more. They say nothing. Exactly. It was all in the
Can I bring this up real quick?
Yeah, let's bring something real quick. I think when I was calling them, and back up both of the others, because the others are actually heart not your. So like Hebrews 3:8, harden not your hearts, as in provocation.
In
In
other
the
words,
day,
don't let the Lord harden you. Go ahead, brother.
in the day of temptation, in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works 40 years. See the glory of that? Israel seen the glory of that. And saw my works for 40 years. So, we had Israel in the wilderness walking through the world, encircling, not believing, not grasping the idea of what was going on here, that the Lord was about to deliver you to something better, right? And you're still calling for the fish of Egypt and for the lentils and everything else that was going on in Egypt. We're talking about what we're seeking the future, seeking what and what they just saw. Which is the Lord opened up a fucking rest to say it all. And they still continue to rely on that. That's why I gave man. Count yourself less and to understand this truth. That's crazy. Well, I think somebody else is shut up.
Yeah, just land back what the other said. We're even learning how to do without air, right? Job 23:12. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the word of his mouth more than my necessary food. NLT. I have not departed from the commandment of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
Why? Let these brothers answer why. Why? Read that again and then ask them why.
Job 23:12. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food.
At some point, you're not going to have food, but you're always going to have the word.
Very loud, I can't hear you.
At some point, you're not going to have food, but you're always going to have the word. And that's going to keep your faith in
What else? Pardon me?
Wisdom and knowledge is a little about.
That's okay. But is there anything else? No more answers?
Yeah, you have to speak in the world.
No, because the word of the Most High is as important as air. It's as important. Remember, the
Life.
word of the Most High is life.
living waters.
Remember, you're going to die without the word. Because if you don't have the word, then you are what? You're a beast. A man without the word is on the level of a beast. If you're on the level of a beast, you're going to do things that's going to bring death. The word is life. It's literally life. The reason why we're in a dead state, the reason why we're likened onto a beast right now as the nation of Israel is because we're not going with the word of the Most High. We chose death.
Yep.
So to choose life is to choose the word.
That's why the study of the words of the words are very important. Because it's an inspiration, inspires breath, right? It's air. It's actually more important than air because this is James 17. Right? It says
It has to be more important because it created air.
Yeah.
That's right. We use the word to create it. There would be no air without the word.
Yeah.
It says James 1:17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above. Right? And comes down from the Father of lights by the Spirit. And knowledge. Because with whom is no variance, by the shadow turning. So the reason why I gave it credit when he put it, all he was saying because it was anyways. Right? So like you said, I see the words of your lips more necessary than bread. So that's the same thing Samuel said. It's better to be obedient than the sacrifice. Obedience is obedience. The Lord is full of food, provisions, and shelter and protection while everybody else is bugging out.
Yep.
Simply
Right.
because of their obedience to the Lord.
Right.
All things come from the Lord. All goes back to faith. So not being obedient is beyond walk out. Right? Those are that. Yes. So we had I posted this here.
Exodus 5. Well, that time thinking all for a month, but we get nothing. First one, that we get we also best of the alternate. I what is John, hey, you know, oh, frustrating that is. And it's frustrating because a lot of these people are quote unquote good people. They are, even though we know they're not such. This society, done in the way.
Maybe put one here.
You kept your head down, you
Right.
gone to school.
You good, you good, you good.
We're living in a time where you're about which the scriptures let you know there's a time for everything. The brothers just reading that word in the time of us. No matter what it is. Yeah, that was a good thing.
Speaking of 16 and start at 38. And then G and T. That's good. Start 38. This is why bringing up this point, that's the spirit, because you know our trials. I'll say, lack of a term, our many trials that we're going through for a great trial, which is our temptation, and so that we can practice that in the spirit, right? Yeah, it wouldn't be a grace period if you need these people to correct. Right? Once the Lord would just wake up, you just do what they like to do. But there's a grace period where you actually are there to get to know the Lord. Our Shai is teaching us at the outlook. Our Shai is telling us this is how you make the Father happy. It's a spiritual exercise. Spiritual exercise. Exactly. We're spiritually exercising. So when it's always saying God, when the Lord takes the prophets off the houses on the internet, the elect are already ready. They're already pilgrims before they physically become pilgrims. Right?
I think verse 16, verse 38. A woman with 9 months of pregnancy may suffer labor pains for several hours. Yes. But when the time comes for the baby to be born, there is no longer any delay.
Hey, and look, we're witnessing labor pains right now. 2 week ceasefire. You have 24 hours. Okay, next day, okay, we've come to that 10-point deal. And that's labor pains. Esau, hey, listen, Esau, there's no way Esau's gonna kick this can down the road 30 years. Right? We said earlier, he know he had but a short time. Right, we're in that time right now. Go ahead. Stop.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying.
He said he started at 39. It's 38. Yeah, he's right 38. He did. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So good.
Just brief and short, because everybody thinks that Iran will be taken out just like that. They have 31 regions set up of their military. Can't remember that name. There's a 4-letter word for it. So in each region of Iran, they have military. That's what's dangerous there. See the Afghans or something? These guys are on another level. They even have their own type of marine that you don't even know what the hell it's. It's crazy. It's one of the top 5 dangerous militaries.
The problem war.
Right.
And they've all received their orders. Each and every single general has received their orders. So if one dies, it doesn't matter. It doesn't upset the order.
31
They all move on and they continue to do what they have to do until the mission is accomplished.
Yep, 31 regions.
It's like the king's heart. Hey, you're in control, by the Lord. Not what you said you saw. Keep talking. Psalms 37. Second. The disasters are approaching rapidly, and they will not be delayed.
That's Habakkuk 2:5. Go and tarry, wait for it. For these come. Keep going.
Verse 30.
Yeah, read 38 here. Yeah.
A woman in the ninth month of pregnancy may suffer labor pains for several hours, but when the time comes for the baby to be born, there is no longer any delay. 29.
Hey, the baby is being born, right? Because remember, he saw us the first
Oh, I can feel viralism. Look up that word. Go ahead, brother. Verse 39. In the same
that's why our mindset through the Lord is shaping the world, but they're rejecting. The world is rejecting the mindset of the Lord because they want this world. All these people, they love Epstein. They love all the filthiness. This is the world they built. All these people, everyone, all these people walking up and down, they all built it. They're all okay with it.
Yep.
That's why after what they found out, the world is still functioning. That's it. The world should not be functioning after what we found out. It should be complete anarchy right now. After what we found out. Because the most powerful people in the world are a part of the crime.
That's right.
So everything you see on the news is all a hoax. It's all fake.
Yep.
It's not real. You people are part of it. Oh, we just shut down this drug lab. Well, we just shut down this ring. You run the ring. You are the ring. What do you mean you shut it down? You shut down what? That's the game. That's a part of the food. Oh, we just blew up a drug boat. Nigga, you are the drug boat. Where did they get the boat?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you know they find themselves too.
verse
Take the
39.
fake game within the game.
Con.
Verse 39. In the same way, the disasters are coming on the earth. It will not be delayed, and the world will groan when it
Going into what? The disaster. Going into what? What scripture should come to mind? Revelation 7. The wind is being held back. The disaster is great. It's just being held back for who? The elect. Until the elect are saved, you people are getting away with a lot. Like the brother's been going into. But you're getting away with what? With judgment. But judgment is here. It's at your doorstep. That's why you're stuck. You know the wind. You're feeling like something's close. But you're wondering why it's being held back. It's only being held back for the elect, which is why the brother said, this is all almost done. This is it. This is the last hurrah. What's the hurrah? Parties, fucking other men's wives, the bullshit, homosexuality, the alternative. This is it. This is probably your last last caravana. This is probably it. This is your last wife swapping. That's your last bestiality. This is it.
So, this is Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because it might seem like
Look who's passing behind. Right on top.
it says Ecclesiastes 8:11 in the King James, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Because you know how good that feels to the two abusers of the law, right? When two women are bumping coochies, they're orgasming, and they're like, "Damn, this is the best orgasm I've ever had." So it feels good. They're like, "Oh, so how come they all my life they told me that this is bad until that judgment comes, until the sentencing, and you're like, fuck, I should have never did this." Okay. Oh, that's wicked. Yep. So this is what everything is about.
You're not going to be prosecuted and judged without there being evidence on that. And we know the truth from it. And so it says,
NLT, it says, verse 11, and because before the elder brother goes on, you people have to prove to us that what you're doing is beneficial. So show us where certain men are beneficial to the earth. Show us. Show us. Show us that two men can benefit the earth. Show us. You can't. You can't. Nothing that you can do has benefited the earth. So where we can be like, yep, this is good.
Yeah. That's how you know, like you said, the rest of you, really, everybody else is a bunch of old Epsteins. That's all you are.
With no island. With no island. With no island.
Just your fake backyard. What did you do in your basement?
In your basement. Exactly. Like that degenerate.
You should back there.
Go.
Use your imagination.
Then,
The one that Zach is on
what did Zach talk about that?
Yeah, Bundy.
Not Ted. No, I was thinking about Ted. Sorry. Dom. Oh, yeah, Dahmer. Yeah, he was a gentleman. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because we brought up a good point. The world, all right, the majority of the world is okay with 2 men and 2 women.
Yep.
But that promotes death, and that promotes your own distinctions. Let that go on. Distinct. And you people don't even understand that, but you'll fight against what we're telling you, but you don't even understand what you're thinking.
Damn.
That's how far gone they are.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's why the Lord has to do it because just like Esau hid his system, we're not going to take the priesthood, but we're not going to tolerate wickedness. So
Right.
we're not going to tolerate wickedness. That's why the Lord's fishers are going to become hunters. They're going to be his own weapon to use against these heathens. And Esau Edom, starting with Esau Edom, 2/3 of Israel, as a form of judgment.
Shops willing and fair.
Yeah, exactly, which is going to be the elect.
Yes. Judge, jury, and execution.
Judge Dredd.
Let's see. Hold on, okay, hold on. Let me finish this. It says, Ecclesiastes 8:11 in the NLT, when a crime is not punished quickly, right? Which the Lord is the ultimate Jacob, which means to connect. He'll let you rack up the bill, the tab of the bill. It says, when a crime is not punished quickly, people feel it is safe to do wrong. But even though a person sins 100 times and still lives a long time, I know that those who fear the Lord will be better off.
Hey, that's why this society is actually an illusion because what they did, they promoted wickedness to where our people benefited. So now we actually think wrong is right because the people on our TV are doing wrong, but they're living right or they're living in luxury. They're the ones that are at the top. So it fucked us and it fucked our children because our children are saying, but dad, you're telling me not to do this. But the people I see on my TV that are being praised, they do that and they're being praised. So it's confusing. This world promoted wickedness and made wickedness Drink the water, bro. Take water. Well, all these 7 people. Exactly.
Back on 6:16, I read verse 39. In the same way, the disasters that are coming to the earth will not be delayed, and the world will groan when its part of its labor pains. 40. Listen to the message, right, people, and get ready for the battle. When the disasters come, we must live as people who hope to stay.
When the disasters come, you can't be attached. You can't even be attached to your woman and your kids. You might not be around them. So you can't be as a pilgrim. You're not attached to anything wherever you are. You're looking for your home. That's what you're attached to. So we're attached to what? The kingdom of heaven, being on earth. So until that happens, this is not our home. This is not our rest. You have to in the spirit. Have faith in those who take care of you and your loved ones when they be.
Eli, he was by himself.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's the problem because there's an emotional attachment to this.
Yes.
You gotta be devoid of any kind of emotion when these things start to take off.
Even Joseph in a couple.
Yeah. Okay. Let me bring this out real quick. We made a big thing about power and machine. Lifestyle of where rich. This on healing, and that is looked upon as this is the way of righteousness. That's Psalm 4. So the principal things of man, it said, if you want luxury or the abundance, the principal things of man, you got to do this. Right? So this is Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 37. It's 37 or 39, and it's 26. It says in the King James, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of grape, and oil, and clothing. And if you have money as a defense, you get an abundance of these things. Right? So it says, verse 27, all these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinner, they would turn into evil. Right? Just like we said, fall and sin and great dignity. So that's how he's beguiled, that's how he's beguiled the minds of people in the world, right? To think that's this society. But we just read that if you serve the Lord, right, obedience is going to get you all that. Because everything that he's temple. He's temple. His whole life is temple. He's going to be destroyed after saving. So all his blessings, all he gives you is temporal. And what comes from the Lord is everlasting. Yeah. Yeah.
Luke 4, verse 5. And the devil took up all the kingdom.
Somebody hold First Peter or Second Peter 6. I think it's around 7 where it says that it pierced the soul many sorrows.
Then the devil took about and revealed to him all the kingdom of the world and the moment of time. 6. I will give you the glory.
Well, that's heavy. So Satan showed you how shine all the kingdoms of the world and the kingdoms to come. So he's like, I'll let you rule this time. But he wanted it the way that Most High said he was going to rule. Right?
And authority from them. The devil said, because they are fine. I please.
So the Lord is giving Satan the power to give you what the Lord can give you. So the Lord is giving Satan the power to give you whatever the Lord can give you, right? But with Satan, with the Lord, you have to wait for it. You have to be patient. Satan's like, yo, if you do this right now, I'll give it to you right now. It's a gratification.
Yeah, for second, I will give it all to you. Shall give you. Saying, I was trying to lie. I was trying to say, I was the Lord power.
So he scriptures. This is why Yahushua said in Luke 21:11, don't worry about down. Don't worry about what they're gonna say to you or what you're gonna say to them. I'm gonna give you words to speak.
That was
it. Somebody
Second Peter 1:6.
no. It's Timothy. Yeah, Timothy. Verse 6. Okay, this is also scripture. If you're looking for it, it's just right again. Satan source. What's the what thing on the left hand side? Okay. These folks like to say that's his medium to Yahweh, right? And he's got to go through Yahweh Shai, right? We know this. So yeah, hey, say, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Is it First Timothy 6:10?
Yeah, it's start at 8.
Okay, John. Start at 6.
Read that. Okay.
First Timothy. I know NLT. Okay. First Timothy 6:6. Yet true godliness with contentment, it itself is it itself great wealth.
Yeah, it's great wealth because godliness with contentment is the perfect recipe for someone who actually is good. Right? That's why Paul said, "Grace have nothing to do with that. That's the greatest thing. He has to maintain this integrity no matter what situation you're going to put him in." Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. After all, we brought nothing with us when we came into the world, and we can't take anything with us when we leave. So if we have enough food and clothing, let us be content. But people who
Yep.
but people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge them into the ruin and destruction.
That's how you know this everything he knows, he gets it from the scriptures. And you know what that makes me think of? It's these honey pots that they set up. Right? They invite you, you know, you make it say you make it to the league, NBA, first draft pick, top 5 bench, get invited to a party, you go to and then all of a sudden you get drunk, there's something in the drink, you got set up, you have a video camera on it.
Yeah.
So read that again. So this devil he bribes for everything. Go ahead.
But people who long to be rich fall into temptation and are trapped by many foolish and harmful desires that plunge them into ruin and destruction.
Yeah, I don't know. I just woke up and the Diddy was beside me. Woke up from my ass, bro.
We're living in a time from the past. Then you guys who are waking, you're in the high status places. You chose them because you heard what you had to do. So anybody who's going into these things now, you choose. You're going in there with pride. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do. You want to do it because you already know what you have to do. It's no longer, oh my gosh, I was tricked. No, you weren't. That information is out there now. You people are going into those meetings with your butt cheeks spread because you already know what you got to do.
Yo, I've heard people say, "Yo, I'll give it. I just don't take." Yeah, they're actually that's a conscience. So you're trying to slither around and justify what you're saying.
Or they say to themselves, I'll get through this one time. Not understanding that it doesn't play out.
Yeah, now they're walking around with shades on. Thanks.
And a million dollar tax.
During the days, yeah, thank, yeah.
He's on fire.
One time is one time, man. That's how it takes. That's what it takes. Go ahead.
First Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, and some people, craving money, have wandered from the true faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows.
Yeah, so either people were the entertainment or how much more Israelites that are in this truth, that have this truth in them. Right? So it's also stripes. You got James. The James that are in this truth that are get beat more than P. Diddy. And P. Diddy's a whole ass demon. But because that shows the purity of this truth. It doesn't even matter if you're not comparable to the rest of it. The fact that you're putting your hands on the plow and you're trying to fulfill this for filthy lucre's sake makes you worse than him. Well, you have blood on your hands. Oh, you most definitely have blood on your hands. You're lies. You're a murderer. If you're a false prophet, you're a murderer. Exactly. You're a straight up murderer. Yeah. Pastors are murderers. Yeah, exactly. All your different prophets from all these different religions are all murderers.
Yeah, that's right.
Because everybody that believes in them is going to get killed. They're not the elect.
This is 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin in the house of Yahweh. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? Saying those ones of you love this truth, took her hand off the plow. He went back into the world. False prophets and leaders and try to corrupt his truth. The Lord Yahweh Shemi Ashai has a severe judgment reserved just for you, for the wickedness that you're doing.
What does going back into the world mean? What does it mean? It means that you think the Lord's a liar. For you to go back into the world, you're literally saying the Lord's a liar. I'm not talking about somebody that got kicked out and they're still trying. I'm talking about you guys that fell out, you went back to Christianity. That's the thing. Y'all watching now. That's lies. Everything you brothers don't lies. God damn.
Never had faith. You never feared. This whole time you heard this thing, you're just faking. It resonates weird. Because the elect ain't gonna go back into the world. The elect are gonna stay in the truth. I'll tell you how it works.
And that just means you were rejected. And the scripture said the deceive and deceiver are his. That just means the Lord wasn't dealing with you. He put you in a trick bag, had you play prophet, pretend prophet, and then cast you out. That's scary.
Starting with the apostle guard. That's why this is a church that has almost 40 years in the church. Second to apostle guard says the best thing you do is be humble in this church.
Jeremiah 23:13. I saw in NLT, I saw that the prophets of Samaria were terribly evil, for they prophesied in the name of Baal and led my people of Israel into sin. But now I see that the prophets of Jerusalem are even worse. They commit adultery and love dishonesty. They encourage those who are doing evil so that no one turns away from their sins. These prophets are as wicked as people of Sodom and Gomorrah once were. Therefore, this is what Yahweh of our heaven's armies says concerning the prophets. I will feed them with bitterness and give them poison to drink, for it is because of Jerusalem's prophets that wickedness has filled this land.
That's how you judge, right? You in this society, they've judged upon what we wear. They've judged us upon how we look. Right? Like the Lord judges like that. That's how you should judge. Right? As men, read that again. Read that again with Mark Shaw. Because that's the most important thing. Keep reading.
So back at verse 15, Jeremiah 23 and 15, NLT. Therefore, this is what Yahweh says concerning the prophets. I will feed them with bitterness and give them poison to drink. For it is because of Jerusalem's prophets that wickedness has filled this land.
Right, so are there false prophets? Yes, they are. Among us? Yes, they are. You'll keep reading, or they true prophets.
Verse 16. This is what Yahweh says to his people.
Yeah.
Do not listen to these prophets when they prophesy to you, filling you with futile hopes.
What?
With futile hopes.
Exactly. And that's what the purple camp has done.
Mm.
That's why they bought land. That's a futile hope.
Right.
Because they said to themselves, let me get some autonomy. But that land is actually not autonomy. Because in this society, everything is going to be built. They bought land in Babylon.
Yeah.
Babylon. Exactly. That's the spirit. The place where the Lord may destroy, make a desert. And that's why it's futile. Because when you look at what they're saying, you look at what the scripture's saying, it doesn't match. You know, the spirit of the word, the part, it says, it's a barn, and they're changing what you're saying. What the Lord says is consistent throughout the whole book. That's what's going into. They're buying land in Babylon. So exactly. You can't. Yeah, they made it a doctrine. Yes. It's like these people that invested into real estate. You thought invested into real estate was true. It's not true. Because real estate is actually a Ponzi scheme. Right. Your real estate or your home is only supposed to be an inheritance. It's not supposed to be a Ponzi scheme. Your house is not supposed to gain property value and all of this shit. No, it's just supposed to be something that's handed down. Your home is supposed to be handed down to your children. It's an inheritance. It's not something that's supposed to be.
Heritage rights. Because the ancient outcasts of Israel, if you came back to the land, there's not type of this one. Okay, prove it, you had your records, and then okay, so this tribe of Judah, your lot is what's like. That's so simple. Right? Practical theory, easy to understand.
Exactly.
But what he's done is he made you. What he's done is, yes, if that's a word, corporatize.
Yes, that is
Right? Make it a corporate. That's right. And it made you a part of that corporation. That's right. So you don't own anything. He owns you. That's right. That's right. You're the commodity now.
And as a corporation, if you're a corporation, a 501c3, purchase land, you got to go to the bank. Got to go to the bank. Got to get approved, pre-approved, or approved. And if you get approved, for one, they know you're a corporation. Okay, oh yeah, we know you're a religious corporation. Now you got to speak what we want you to speak. You got to teach what we want you to teach. Otherwise, we'll take that mortgage from you.
Yeah. Right. So what do you own in this society?
Right.
It's debt.
Come on.
What you own is not the property, it's the debt. You never own the thing. You own the debt. You don't own the debt. You don't own the home. You own the debt of it. You're indebted. That's all. You're not an owner.
This is Isaiah 21, NLT. What sorrow awaits the unjust judges who and those who issue unfair laws. They deprive the poor of justice and deny the right of the needy among my people. They prey on widows and take advantages of orphans. Right? They take advantage of the orphans through what? Through the fact that we don't know who we are. That's why it tells you in Revelation that they suffer in dead bodies, not to be buried in graves. We went into that word grave, goes into remembrance. They didn't teach you who you are, brought you back. So Iran can stomp around telling themselves Persian. We can't be Israelites. Right? These nations have ancient names and historical, but what do you so-called Negroes, Latinos have?
Right.
You have America. That's right. Black. You have black. You have Hispanics. Hispanics. What culture? You have nothing. You have death for culture. They have to get them. They have to get them. So it says, what will you do when I punish you? When I send disasters upon you from a distant land. Okay, and prophetically, that's compassion. Right, which is going to be the dawn of all nations. It says, to whom will you turn for help? Where will your treasures be safe? You will stumble along along as prisoners.
Yeah, because what has the elect been building up? Spiritual riches.
Right.
People who haven't been building up any of the actual riches that can actually get you to live. You've been building up things that are going to fly away. You're going to find out that everything that you built up in this world is actually not. It is fixed.
You will stumble along as prisoners or lie among the dead. But even the Lord, yeah, so it says, but even the Lord Yahweh's anger, exactly, but even then, the Lord Yahweh's anger will not be satisfied. His fist is still poised to strike. Look at the time of the flood. His anger was so that he only left 8 people. That's upsetting. That's scary. That's scary. He was so upset that there was no 8 people left. Don't fuck with that Kelly. Just leave it. Don't go out.
And he's about to reintroduce himself. Right? The world is about to get up close and personal. A la Shadia.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4 in the NLT. It says, look at the proud
They trust in themselves. And their lives are crooked. But the righteous will live by their faithfulness to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushua, just like those 8 souls. Really starting with Noah. Okay? And it says, verse 5, wealth is treacherous, and the arrogant are never at rest. This is why he wants your soul, ultimately. It's not enough for him to have the whole earth, control global trade, control education, medication, everything, but he wants your soul. Okay? So it says, wealth is treacherous, the arrogant are never at rest. Though they open their mouth as wide as the grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. They're so wicked that they start wars. These are not wars that are happening. They created it. That's how fucking poor the elites are. These wicked devils are so wicked that they say, hey guys, start a war. We're gonna fund both sides. And we're all gonna get rich. And we're gonna watch all these.
Just watching from home that.
Great day. Yeah, great day, guys. I forgot what
risk.
Yeah.
said.
Flip a coin, should we start a board day? Yeah.
My son didn't want
Right?
that was his wife.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fine.
That's why he said it's best to buy when there's blood in the streets.
But going back to the point how wicked these guys are, and you have one stooge that disagrees, right? They'll start a whole war. That's why Iran. That's why the whole war is starting right now. When you go into Iran, okay, the main thing is that you have the central bank that's not Rothschild run. Cuba as well. That's right. That should tell you everything. So they're gonna destroy the majority of people's lives just because they want a central bank to run the Iran.
Now you know what pop picture is.
This is why this guy needs to go. Yeah,
It's not satisfied with its total control of the hearts and minds of men.
even the Indians didn't rule like this. No, the Ethiopians didn't rule like that. The Ethiopians didn't rule like Esau either. This is why evidently even the Ethiopians are going to turn on him and shoot missiles on Pharaoh. Which they don't plan to happen. They think, see, the elites think, okay, we're going to destabilize America, and it's going to be a part of the New World Order, be the headquarters once again. But World War III, the Lord's going to, as he said, it says that at that time, wicked thoughts will come into your mind. Kingdom, Meshach and Russia. Oh, somebody get that. Somebody get that. We have to draw that on. 38. Oh, 38. And reading NLT says at that time, or even King James. See what it says.
Ezekiel 38 and 5. Persia, Ethiopia. That's the way.
Yeah, okay.
Let me get it for 4. Ezekiel 38 and 4. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy job, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen.
Which the scriptures going into all the scriptures. Well, because it started off by saying that the Lord controls the mind of the king. So it's all tying into the same thing. We're just waiting on the Lord to give the word. Even Yahushua is waiting. That's it. Yeah.
All of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north borders, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself.
That's all these things. Iran was 12 states and eventually when you read also in 2 Corinthians 15, around the 29th to 36th verse, it tells you that the Boers, the Armenians are going to remember themselves and they're going to turn on Assyria. Right? Because which is prophetically American. So evidently, like this rising, the idea, the notion that really America's the problem is coming to the surface of everybody's brain. So So you're gonna turn on this and those people, right, exactly. They're releasing themselves. That's right.
And be thou prepared and prepare for thyself now and all thy companies that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
That's right. Be thou a guard. Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty sure this guy was talking for
The glasses.
yeah. I forgot his name. Yeah, I've been watching it for
Mohammed.
years. Yeah, Muhammad. Yeah, he's been speaking. He used to be a regular on Russian television on our TV news.
He had mentioned something this week. Oh, no, that's a spirit. He said that Russia, like these nations, are gonna have to take guard from the Russia. Yeah, that's what he said. Word for word. So that's going with the prophecy. That's prophecy.
Yeah.
Go ahead. After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel.
Which means that this is a part of our deliverance as well. The third woe. The third woe is a part of the deliverance of the elect, because it's the beginning. That's when we know that this shit is gonna happen. So the third woe is a good thing for the elect.
which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them.
Yeah, jump down the text. It says, this is verse 10, Ezekiel 38:10. Says, this is what the sovereign Lord Yahweh says. At that time, evil thoughts will come to your mind. Because remember, all these nations, going before you, we're all in agreement about the digital system. Exactly. All in agreement. Exactly. They're all rich and all going to promise what they promise. Exactly. But what they don't want is America being at the forefront, having hegemony. That's all. Of this new system. That's all. In the last system, that's all. Because they realize we can't trust this one. So let us all quote unquote sovereign in this new digital system. Trump is a man to piss these nations off because the Lord is working on his mind. To be like, fuck that. We still want to be that American nationalism mindset, right?
And like in that 10-point quote unquote so-called ceasefire, one of the points was they want control 50-50 control with Iran on the strait.
Right. Said he and the Shah are gonna control the food.
Yeah.
Only like that. The base county in the same world.
Never would.
It says, this is what the sovereign Lord Yahweh says. At that time, evil thoughts will come into your mind, and you will devise and wicked schemes. That's the point. That's the point again. It's saying it's the most high controls. He runs the whole thing. That's the point of that. Hey, that should show you the power of our God as well, or the power of Yahweh, because it doesn't matter what a man thinks. It doesn't matter what a man's plans are. At the end of the day, Yahweh's prophecies are going to come to pass. No matter what these people have planned or pre-imagined. They might have imaginations, they might have infrastructure. None of that matters. Only the Lord's prophecies matter. That's right. This is Isaiah 37. Start at verse 17 to 24. Oh Lord, no, sorry, 17. It says, bend down, O Lord, and listen. So, skip down. Okay, verse 20, verse 22. The Lord, Yahweh, has spoken this word against him. The virgin daughter of Babylon despises you and laughs at you. The daughter of Jerusalem shakes her head in derision as you flee. Whom have you been defying and ridiculing? Against whom did you raise your voice? Yes, it was God. That's some girl. No, no. America's actually close. And it's not just America, it's everywhere you Edomites dwell. Like it says in Malachi. Malachi lets you know that they are the border of the kings. Doesn't matter where you go. It says, at whom did you look with such haughty eyes? It was the Holy One of Israel. By your messengers, you have defied the Lord. Right? You have said, with my chariots I have conquered high mountains. Yes, the remote peaks of Lebanon I've cut down, its tallest cedars, and its finest cypress trees I have reached its furthest heights and explored its depths, its deepest fortress. This goes back to as well as Isaiah 14, right? He said verse 5, right? It said it's strong. Took the whole earth. It says, verse 25, hey, you have to remember what this devil was called. It was just straight just to be a witness. So he's gone way above his pay grade. What he's doing, he doesn't even know. So remember, Esau's just going with that left-handed knowledge, and it's leading him into destruction. But he doesn't even understand that because he's so base. You have to understand, he's still a base man. Esau's not an intelligent man. He's a base man, and he's gone way past his pay grade. He's a great whooping stick, and he's done that. Now this man poison in the water, poison in the air. Bro, that's past your pay grade. You're trying to open up portals. That's past your pay grade. Now you're talking about going to battle with angels. Right. Esau's past us so much that he doesn't even worry about us. He's getting ready to fight angels. That's how bugged out this man is. This man is such a loser. He's getting ready to fight angels. That's what the scripture said. The pride of thine heart. Because he's gone too far. That's right. He has the whole earth. You know, and he has the whole earth, and he can do whatever he says happens on the whole earth. And we just talking about how the mother that was they said it says wonderful, they will do good. Right?
Scriptures say in the bushes he prayed.
In the bushes he prayed, yep.
Right? He's a base man. Right? Dennis the Menace.
Actually happened. Up in the Georgia Russian mountains. It rained like animals.
Right.
You know, on all fours.
Right.
Like it was scary.
Yeah.
That's something that should be a horror movie that should be out like top one. But there was one. Can't remember the name. I'll get it just now.
Quest for Fire.
Yes, Quest to Fire.
Yeah.
Oh yes. That brothers should what? And what they had Quest to Fire. Ron Perlman.
Hey, Elder, I'm so tired of Esau that I don't even like dogs anymore. Because everywhere there's a damn dog in this society. And these dogs are not, because of Esau.
Yeah.
Esau sleeps with them. Esau kisses them in their mouth.
Yep.
These are not dogs where you're supposed to touch because these are filthy dogs, right?
Yeah, they have
These dogs
worms.
are corrupt now. These dogs, and you see a dog, the dog goes right for your crotch because Esau taught them.
Yeah.
These weird sexual things, right? You're filthy, right? It says here, Isaiah 37 in verse 25, NLT, I have dug wells, right? This is going into his pride. This is why he's so prideful. He says, I have dug wells in many foreign lands and refreshed myself with their water, right? He's taken all the resources of all these different countries, set up embassies, control their politics, control their education, their medication, and reap all the resources and the benefits for them into his hand, right? Who else? What other nations? I mean, no other empire has been able to rule like the way he said he ruled as a so-called white man, as a Caucasian. Even the Greeks didn't have it like this. The Romans didn't have it like this, right? So it says, but have. It says verse 25, I have drunk wells, I've dug wells in foreign lands, in many foreign lands, and refreshed myself with their water. With the sole of my foot, I stooped up all the rivers of Egypt. You see how dumb he is? He's even saying I did it. He didn't even do it. Every time he conquered was because the Most High said it was going to conquer this. Esau has never done anything that the Lord never said he was going to do. Esau is ignoring your manifestation because the Messiah said that.
It says, verse 26. But have you not heard? It says, I decided this long ago. Right? So, but have you not heard? I decided this long ago. Long ago, I planned it.
Right. That's how we know we're not going to take down Esau militarily. That's how we know. Right? We don't need you brothers to get pepper sprayed and keep running and we're punching you. Oh, yeah, stronger. You guys don't have to do that here with us. Because what do you do that for? You guys don't need to go to the gym. Not here, not in GMS. Because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to body slam Esau? That'd be the dumbest thing you ever did in your life.
It says, long ago, I planned it. And now I'm making it happen. I planned for you to crush fortified cities.
And that's why Esau is all fucked up now with the men of the Lord. Because the men of the Lord are fighting spiritually. But he's a carnal man. He's waiting for you to fight him carnally. He doesn't know what to do right now. Because the only thing you brothers are doing is casting down judgment on his fucking ass. And your prayers are powerful. Your prayers are overcoming his devils, his Chaldeans. You're more powerful than all the most powerful Chaldeans in the world. And that's fucking them up.
That's right. They have it broken, right? But that shows you the power of the Lord's word, right? Because everything that the prophets were speaking, even though Esau even with these that's talking that saying they can't help saying they're going to do it. And what the man's telling them they're going to do it. This is why you read this in the same chapter 2, it tells you what's going on. Test them. They're the ones who says it's going to happen. So let's just do it. Right? So it says, I planned for you to crush fortified cities into heaps of rubble. That's why their people have so little power and are so frightened and confused. They are as weak as grass, easily trampled as tender shoots. They are like grass sprouting on a housetop, scorched before it can grow lush and tall. This is the Lord. Tell me this is not Jake. But I know you well, where you stay at, and when you come and go. No, that's not Jake. I know where you be at.
Exactly. I know where you be at. I know, so I'm gonna hunt you down. I got a number on you. I know your mom. I know your mom. That's Jake all day.
Yeah, that's a song by AZ called Payback. You remember that song? I know you remember that song, Payback.
So it says, but I know you well.
Oh yeah, 50 Cent that too. Yeah. 50 Cent. I get tired of looking for you. I'll spray your mama crib and make your ass look for me. Know where your mama stay at.
Yeah, that's Jake.
Yeah, that's it.
So Most High is talking like that to Esau Edom. It says, but I know where you know you well and where you stay and when you come and go.
So you got the drop on.
That's it. You got the drop on. I know the way you have raged against me. And because of your raging against me and your arrogance.
I heard you talking that shit. We heard you. We heard you on the wire. Talking out your neck. That's right.
And because you are raging against me and your arrogance, which I have heard for myself, I will put my hooks into your nose and a bit in your mouth. I will make you return by the same road which you came.
Right? You came out of base state, so you're gonna return back into a base state. America was conceptualized, so to speak, corporation through war and bloodshed, that's how it's gonna go out. Up in the back of slaves. They're hooping your nose, you're gonna be the slave. You're going back into captivity.
Numbers now cannot be translated. If you look at so yeah, it's into captivity. Show into captivity. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5. What sorrow and awaits Assyria? That middle class Edomites, they were the whites. They're the white people, right? They were the white people that got the good jobs. They were the supervisors. They were the managers. They got to live in better neighborhoods than Jakes. And now they're losing all that. So they're losing their status. They're finding out, oh shit, we're all of this together. That's why in the conversation here, we start talking like that, trying to gal and Jake. We're all in this together. Hey, we're hearing this by yourself, bitch ass.
Yeah.
Somebody get bitch, I'm about to stop. Because going back to what you said, that status of white, of being white, was given to you as a soothing to keep your mouth shut. Exactly. To stop complaining. That's right. Oppression of the top ruling elite. Thank you. Because before the term white came into existence, if you brothers have done your research, you know that Jake and other Jakes who were Irish, Scottish, they were starting to link. Esau said, nah, because they're starting to rebel. He said, nah, we got to cut that up. So he gave them white. That's why you have look at Baker's Rebellion. That's how it was. Baker's Rebellion is what that was. Look that up. Like the elder was saying, Esau and Jake together because they're overlord. That's right. Cheating them out of their pay. And yes. So they said, you know what, Esau, you get white. And then as soon as they got the white, they were happy. Now they're back to saying, yes. So they were joining Spanish against the same devil. Yes. That's all you Edomites got. That's right. And then they also invented the slave catchers. Right. So then that was their police force to catch Jake. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So we got that.
Yeah. That's about 41 and 7.
Wait, even the jailhouses, sorry, fucking brothers off, but it's good history because a lot of these towns are penitentiary towns because of Jake. Right? All those Edomites in those towns got rich because of Jake, because of the jail. Right. They became jail towns.
Yeah, like Kingston.
Like Kingston.
Yeah.
But there was no such thing as
Yeah.
Those jails.
Prison. The water. The water. Yeah.
Prison system.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why they called it convict.
Yeah, that's right.
If you look at them, yeah, convict. That was after slavery. To work Jake. That's why after slavery, they had certain laws. They would say, for anything on the street, that's anything. If you're doing this, if you're doing that, in that system.
Yeah, because remember they came up with the emancipation, so they weren't legally allowed to slave Jake, but they said you can slave them if you charge them, if they become a part of that system.
Yeah.
Legally, they can be slave if they're charged. So they just start throwing charges at Jake.
That's what they came up with something called black codes. Yeah. Black codes. Black codes were restrictive laws passed by southern states immediately after the Civil War to restrict the freedom of black people and force them back into labor, maintaining a white supremacist social order.
Like the movie 12 Years of Slave. If your brothers ever watched 12 Years of Slave, he was a free black when they try to put him back into slavery.
Yeah, it's like labor contracts force black individuals to sign annual labor contracts, often with former slavery. Yeah, they said vagrancy law define unemployment as a crime. Allowed to go.
That's where Jake used to get charged for loitering. Yeah. Right? Loitering was a big thing back then. Because Jake, what are you doing? Huh? Was hanging around. Charged.
Said prime favorites without a right, which they arrested, fined, and then hired out to white and poor.
It's our history, man.
Now we have the music industrial based off of all of that.
All of that. No. Separate treatment. That's correct.
And where do you mainly see that sign of
Go ahead.
Yeah, you mainly see that sign of loitering in the hood. See it in the projects. That's where you see it. Right? That's true. Yeah, you don't see it anywhere else. The project buildings are built like jails. The school buses that used to roll through there, they look like prison buses. Like, come on. The schools of prison is built like, thank you, recess, right?
Yeah, they criminalize idleness. They said black people were not active working for white and poor. They arrested for loitering or legal.
And what was their favorite saying? Idle hands are a devil's workshop.
And we're gonna get a little break to from the rest.
Standing, talking, searching for facts.
Wow. Wow. This is
Sirach 41:7. Their children will complain of ungodly father because they shall be reproached. And
Go ahead.
listen.
Go ahead.
No, be reproached.
That's right.
Now, I'm like, they fucking all the left you to drive.
Hey, that's why Job says they shall see. Works.
It real quick after years. It said often those arrested for loitering ended up in pocket systems where they were forced into brutal labor, ostentation, number of camps,
Like the movie with Eddie Murphy, Life. Great movie. Great.
and he said lumber camps or in poor
Hey,
in conditions often worse than
like John. So
That's crazy too. I was watching a documentary and they said on that movie, on the set of Life, they had like white cast members, Edomites on there telling the black cast members how they should be. Like, I'm trying to tell so-called people of color how to be their book bags, man. Like we came through slavery, right? And but that's I'm just saying that's the pride of Esau, right? It goes back to the pride of Esau, right? Yes.
yeah.
okay, so let's hop into chapter 2. Let's find again. 12. Wealth is treacherous and the arrogant are never at rest. Right? They open their mouth as wide as a grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. In their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many people. But soon their captives will taunt death. All the captives. It says, but soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, right? Saying, what sorrow awaits you, thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You become rich by extortion. But how much longer can this go on? Suddenly, your debtors will take action. Hey, even your money system, even the money system is extortion because the money system is based off of fractional reserve banking, which is they print money, $1, you owe them $2. So you'll never be able to pay it back because I only borrowed one. Where the fuck did the other dollar come from? Come on. Says suddenly your debtors will take action. They will turn on you and take all you have. While you stand trembling, and this was coming to America, all you Babylonians. Okay, it says, while you stand trembling and helpless. Yeah. Hey, you have to understand, these are the most helpless people, even ourselves included, in the history of mankind. The majority of people don't even know how to start a fire.
Right.
We're the most pathetic people.
Right.
Right? Especially these women. Because women are supposed to know how to sew.
Yep.
They're supposed to know how to cook.
Yep.
What I'm naming, these women don't know how to do. And when I say cook, I'm talking about cook. Because cooking is supposed to be herbs, spices. These women don't cook with that. Not craft dinner. Right? Not the garbage that they make. Like my aunt's wife. When my aunt's wife cooks, she's cooking with stuff that is gonna benefit the body. Everything is broken down to the benefit of why she put this in the meal. There's a reason why she put this in the meal. So everything is broken down to the actual benefit of why this is in the pot.
Right. Right. And we're not talking about TV dinners, right? These women out here. Oh, let me go to Sobeys and get a Hungry Man, whatever they call it.
Yeah, God.
Or the other
Okay.
they get ordered, right? Comes to your house.
Oh.
They don't even know how to work the oven. They don't even know how to work the microwave.
Or they don't because remember the oven says grill and
Bake.
and boil. They don't even know big, right? They don't even that means. They don't even know the difference. They're like, I just turned it on.
The cake. Really, you don't even need a microwave. Son, you had a frying pan, and then you used you call it there. No, not that. There's basically the mason jar top. See that? And you put it there, and then
Let's go ahead.
glass on
Oh.
top, and you put the plate of food in there, and it will warm it up.
Yeah, right. That's right.
You would heat it. So it's just it'll do better than the oven.
Way better than the microwave.
Yeah, the oven and the microwave. It'll do way better. So all the thing is gonna be doing is stealing the water molecules, the
Microwave. This is verse 8, NLT. It says, because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. Right? Yeah, that's why they're complaining about immigration. Because the immigrants are destroying their people. So I can go ahead, oh, you're right. Because the rulers have waited for their exactly.
It's a time immemorial because the Jew school Oslos, they were going to each nation and have to get kicked out of each nation because that's what they did.
Hey, and that's why everyone is laughing at the Iranians today, especially the Iranians in Canada, the US, because they're fighting for America to go in there. But the people who are there are saying, do you know what these people are doing? Because you have plundered many nations, now all the survivors will plunder you. You committed murder throughout the countryside and filled the towns with violence. What sorrow awaits you who build houses with money gained dishonestly? You believe your wealth will buy you security, putting your family's nest beyond the reach of danger, but the murders you committed have shamed your name. Yeah, because everywhere Esau goes, one of Esau's calling cards as well, going back to the British, is wherever they go, there'll be a nation of people. And then after Esau leaves, they're separated. They create the caste system, or they create two different groups, and they fight each other, destroy each other. That's what Esau does, man. Always. Always. You'll have one people, they're together, they're good, Esau leaves, they're now separate. Now you have the same people saying, "Oh no, we're this, we're that." No, you're the same fucking one nation of people. This double separated y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Like when Ethiopians and Somalians are complaining, you're one people. You're Kushites.
Same with the Koreans, India, and Pakistan.
Yeah.
Right? We're peacemen.
We're the peace. Last verse 12.
What sorrow awaits you who build cities with blood, with money gained through murder and corruption? Yeah, that's it. Let's go back to 2nd Oh, verse 15. It says, what sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk? You force your cup on them. Right? You see, remember when Mala was going on the app, and they accept the kingdom lifestyle? Yeah, Zimbabwe. So we don't accept the alternative lifestyle. We're the sanctions on it. Right? That's a form of forcing your cup on these.
Barry Soweto went there and was pushed out. Barry Soweto. And then this woman.
They were giving them millions of dollars to us.
See?
Oh yes.
That's why they set up embassies in different places. They really do embassies. They're not just there as a so-called refugee page. You're there to control politics, right? With and let's say they build a refinery to refine the oil. It's going to stop the refinery. All the way you're supposed to go to the football. They said, "Here's what's talking about." It says, what sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk? You force your cup on them so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness.
Brothers know some of the sorrows that await some. Like what are some of the sorrows?
They're gonna go into slavery.
Whatever the scripture says. They're gonna be burnt up after 1,000 years, or just like it's slavery. And whatever you can dream of. Because the scripture says that you're gonna meditate terrors. So whatever you can dream of, that's acceptable as well. Whatever the fuck you can think of to do with it, you can play golf with it. It's up to you. Yeah.
It's like
Look at this guy commenting is idiot.
It says, verse 16, but soon it will be your turn to be disgraced. Come, drink, and be exposed. Drink from the cup of the Lord's judgment, and all your glory will be turned into shame. Yeah, what's it? You not laughing at that?
No, we're still live.
I said that.
This is Micah 2 and 2 in the GNT. How terrible it will be for those who lie awake and plan evil. When morning comes, as soon as they have the chance, they do the evil they plan. When they want fields, they seize them. When they want houses, they take them. No one's family or property is safe. This is Esau Edom, what he does. This is how he's been from the get-go, what he continues to do. And that is why judgment is gonna come to them. Verse 3. And so the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai says, I am planning to bring disaster on you
and you will not be able to escape it. You are going to find yourselves in trouble, and then you will not walk so proudly anymore.
It's coming already on gradualism stages because that's why you have to start crashing out right now. They're telling you what's happening. Like, why is this happening? Why me?
Everybody thinks it's because of the war. The war is just a catalyst. This goes beyond like it's happening because it was written in scripture. So
Yeah, it's to highlight the time, because the time that we're in.
exactly.
Time of peace, time for peace, and then time for war. Those are
So you're right. Highlight the time. So this has to be the time of the Lord's judgment. Straight up of the Lord's judgment. So,
Yeah, you want me to start from the top?
yeah.
So this is Micah 2 and 2. Shalaka, Micah 2 and 1 in the NLT. What sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night, thinking of evil plans? You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have the power to do so. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it.
That's what's going on with Iran. That's prophecy. You find a piece of land, people are ready to seize it. That's what they're trying to do. Right? They started with sanctions. Right? Look at the mainland. Look at the so-called Holy Land. Look what they did with that. That's right. They created a whole ass another religion. That's like the second top demon in the world just to get that land. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. Because hey, look how they got Korea. Like a lot of people don't look into how they do this alright by itself, then it became South Korea, and then they put their banking system in and then change the whole thing. Put it in below James.
America, just
Yeah.
Yep. You said it to America. You said it.
Verse 2. When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence.
Go ahead.
You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. But this is what the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai says.
Did you hear what the Lord said he stole? He stole heritage. So you now become a slave because you don't have a heritage. You don't have an inheritance. You have nothing to pass down. Now you're a quote unquote deadbeat dad. And you don't have nothing to pass down to your lineage.
I will reward your evil with evil. You won't be able to pull your neck out of a noose.
Hey, you won't be able to pull your neck out of the noose. That's what both sides say. You're not gonna be able to pull your neck out of this noose.
You will no longer walk around proudly, for it will be a terrible time.
And you devils have a rude awakening coming for you.
That's right.
A rude awakening is coming for Esau Edom.
That's right. Yo, read that part again.
Fine. Verse 3.
Yeah.
But this is what the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai says.
Yeah.
I will reward your evil with evil.
That's right.
You won't be able to pull your neck out of the noose. You will no longer walk around proudly, for it will be a terrible time. In that day,
I can't even picture that. Like I believe in the scriptures, I believe in the Lord, but I can't even picture Edomite walking around without pride. I can't. I can't. Because I know how proud Edomites are. A non-proud Edomite to have a world where they're not walking around with pride. I can't picture it. That's not humble.
It's like a fat kid without cookies.
I don't even. I can't picture it. I can't.
How do you feel with the fat kid without cookies? Come on. Because you know what? Those people have to stage rebellion down and do it. They're gonna have to raise spiritual power. So even when they see us in our perfection, they're still gonna be whispering.
Scripture says that.
Yeah,
The scripture says that.
exactly.
They shall not repent of their
Sins. Yeah.
And basically they showed you that in Planet of the Apes. They're trying to get away.
Battlefield Earth too.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, they were trying to stage a rebellion.
verse 4. In that day, your enemies will make fun of you by singing the song of despair about you. We are finished, completely ruined.
Yeah, and you know what? That's kind of happening already.
Hey, Esau, it doesn't matter. We're just saying hello. Have a good day.
What's going on?
We're just hanging around.
Hanging around.
We're just hanging around.
What are they? Just having a chuckle. Go ahead, read that.
Verse 4. In that day, your enemies will make fun of you by singing this song of despair about you. We are finished, completely ruined. The Most High has confiscated our land, taking it from us.
Yeah,
You see the spirit had Esau come walking by? What's going on?
Yes,
I was going to start to have so-called like spiritual. Also, but you know, my spiritual.
Yeah. You're my spirituals.
Yeah, this sounds
Yeah.
Better not the one.
just one more verse. He has given our fields to those who betrayed us. Others will set boundaries. Then the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's people will have no say in how that land is divided.
back to the past. Before that, this is also why Iran making this week. Wasn't Psalm chapter 5 verse 1? Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the faces of such that oppress them, afflict them, and made no account of their labors. When they see it, they shall say, "What's going on?" It says, "They shall be troubled with terrible fear." That's really what's going on. But these people, they cloak their fear with entertainment. You know, like that's why they'll drive by, they'll honk. Ah, good job. But really, like, what's going on? What are these guys doing? Just like this Edom. It says, troubled with terrible fear, and be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond they looked for. That's happening because this people magic roots this whole thing. But even when the full thing happens, you can't compare it to what's just going to be limited. Hey, and regular truly,
That's the spirit. But really and truly, these people, they're wondering because they want to know why we're not satisfied with what they gave us. They're wondering why we here are not satisfied with basketball. We're not satisfied with rap. They're wondering, why do you guys want more? Didn't we give you guys everything you wanted? They're wondering, why do we want more? They're actually mad at us. They're mad at you brothers. You brothers that have woken up to the truth, they're mad at you because they're wondering why you're not accepting what the world that they created for you. Don't you guys want McDonald's? We gave you guys Popeyes. We gave you guys Burger King. KFC. You guys got KFC.
Five Guys.
We gave you guys the projects. Aren't you guys happy with the ghetto? Why do you guys want rulership? Why do you guys want God? Why? I gave you guys churches. Go into church, go sing and dance. Why do you guys want rulership? Why do you guys want better for your children? They're mad. They're mad. They're mad that we want more. They're mad that we want righteousness. They're mad. We just said.
I don't know.
Righteousness. We want righteousness.
righteousness is light.
This is Proverbs 10 and 24. In NLT, the fears of the wicked will be fulfilled. The hopes of the godly will be granted. That's right. That's it.
And it's not about what we want. We're promised more.
Damn.
The Most High has something,
I stand
you know,
correct.
far greater than you know what we have now. So it's not you to understand what we want. We're promised something that soon you're gonna be face to face with.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it.
What that is? But what that is?
Rulership
For who?
for the Israelites, true Israelites.
So with that, we're gonna close up. We're gonna give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh. Double honor to the apostles, bishop, and also will rule well and tie this word in truth and sincerity. Peace and mercy to the whole full elect, stars of 1,000. Right, above all, Shalom to the whole full elect.